Testimonial oath of presenters. Please be advised if you are here to present before the Commissioners Court that you are under oath. Public comments.
I want you to go to the microphone. You're first.
We have one public comment by Commissioner Noguera.
Judge, I know we were having issues at the Bowman Field with the stickers. I spoke to Mr. Ortiz, he's in charge of the soccer. He advised that the president of the soccer league said it was okay, they would continue their games there at the Bowman Field since our employees have been working hard and very diligent to try and do away with the stickers. We are trying our best to do what we can, and we will continue to do our best. So please be patient with us, guys. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. One point six, approval of minutes of October the 7th special meeting of October 15th, 2024.
Subject to no corrections, so moved.
I have a motion by Commissioner Alonso Carmona. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Urenda. Any further discussion?
Discussion, Judge.
Yes, sir.
For the benefit of yourself and commissioners, this is the plat for item 3.2 of the October 7 meeting. And it's already been submitted, filed, stamped, and sealed. But this is for your review, and I have copies of it.
Thank you, Mr.
I know you
Garcia.
had a concern for where actually this property was, so here it is.
Thank you, Mr. Garcia. Two point one, we have the recognition of cross-country runner, Ms. Ariana Rivera. Before we go forward, I just want to say a couple of words. We're here today to celebrate a remarkable achievement by Ms. Ariana Rivera, one of our own cross-country runners here in Dimmit County in Carrizo Springs High School, who advanced, and that is no easy feat, and I hope that all of you understand that it is not an easy feat. It is a testament of her incredible dedication, her hard work, and her tenacity in cross country. You are a star runner, Ariana, and I'm very, very proud of you. I can tell you honestly, my son Matthew was his first year as a 7th grader, and he looked up to you. He would see you in town, and he was like, "Hey, Mom, there's Ari." I was kind of borderline getting scared because I was like, "I don't need you to have a crush on her or something." And don't tell him I said that, but he really was. You are a role model to others that are younger than you, whether they be male or female. You are a role model, and I want you to know that, and it's very important. I also want you to know that there was people out here that were rooting for you, and I understand, you had early morning runs, and you pushed through all of those runs through the toughest times through training, and you maintained an unwavering focus that have led to this moment, and you're here in front of us in the Commissioner's Court, recognizing you for all the hard work that you put in, and your commitment to being a Puro Wildcat. So congratulations to you, Ari. Congratulations to your teammates. Congratulations to your coach. I'm not sure I see Mr. Valedo here, but congratulations to your coach. And more importantly, kudos to your family, to your mom, to Vodkos, for always being there and always being your #1 fans. I know that they woke up early mornings, taking days off to go and see you, travel long distance to go and cheer for you, and having other children and your siblings as well. So congratulations to your parents. Congratulations to you on advancing. This is an accomplishment that reflects your hard work and your passion for running. We are all incredibly proud of you. On behalf of myself, Marta Ponce, the judge, and the Commissioner's Court, we look forward to cheering you on as you continue to achieve great success in whatever it is that life brings ahead of you. Keep pushing for the limits and chase your dreams. Ariana, thank you so much for being here. And at this time, if the commissioners have anything to say, Commissioner Urenda.
I'd like to congratulate you and your parents, your coaches, once again, for your success. And I wish you the best in your future, and just keep up reaching the highest you can. Thank you, and congratulations again.
Ms. Adi, congratulations. We're very proud of you. Keep it up, and we're proud of your family and of course your team. So we're here for whatever you guys need. Thank you.
So at this time, go ahead.
Congratulations, man, to you and your parents, the sacrifices that y'all did to represent Carrizo Springs Wildcats. Y'all done good. Just keep reaching for the stars. You'll succeed on your endeavor, whatever it becomes, man. Congrats.
So thank you, parents, family members of Ariana for being here today. Ariana, if I can have you please come forward and put you on the spotlight so that we can all give you a big round of applause for all your accomplishments. Point 2, recognition of the Mean Purple Band advancing to area. Again, ladies and gentlemen, we can clap. Again, ladies and gentlemen, we're here today to celebrate the outstanding achievement by our high school band. Their dedication, hard work, and passion for music have led them to this remarkable success, and we couldn't be prouder of you guys. To each member of the band, to the superintendent, to the band director, Mr. Sanchez, the other Mr. Sanchez, Ms. Sanchez, and all the other band directors involved with the Mean Purple Band, your countless hours of practice, your commitment to excellence, and your ability to work together as a team have truly paid off. You've not only honored your musical talents, but also demonstrated the power of perseverance and teamwork. Your performances have inspired us all and have also inspired the judges who have voted or judged for you to advance to area. You have brought immense community proudness to Dimmit County. I know a lot of people are talking about it. A lot of people are excited for you guys to advance and can't wait to see those results. Congratulations on this accomplishment. May the success of this advancing to area be the beginning of many successes, many more triumphs in your musical journey, and that you keep reaching for the stars and continue to let your music shine brightly. I thank you so much for being here today. I know it was no easy task to get 3 buses of band members here to our Commissioner's Court, and I'm super excited. This is the first time that our court has been this full and standing in the back. So I'm super excited, but more importantly, I'm super excited for you guys. I know that it takes a lot of work, a lot of dedication to be where you guys are, and to love band and the passion you guys have for it is unbelievable. Again, to your parents, to your family members, your relatives, your siblings, everybody that has sacrificed to see you guys put in the work early mornings, late afternoons, to get to where you guys are does not go unnoticed. So go out there and represent Dimmit County, represent Carrizo Springs High School and the Mean Purple Band. We are so happy for you guys. Mr. Sanchez, I'm going to put you on the spot, but I'm getting chills right now because every time that I talk to you, every time that I see you, you just have this love for band, and it shines through, and it shines through in these students. Thank you for the remarkable job you have done, Mr. Sanchez, with this band, for this school, and keep on keeping on, because we are so proud of you, and I respect you so much, not only as a man, but as a band director, and what you're doing for these children at Carrizo Springs High School, Mr. Sanchez. Any words?
I'd like to congratulate our Carrizo Springs Community Purple Band in the successful year and their achievement. I'd like to thank the band directors, staff, school staff, parents for being able to team up to reach this goal. It takes a great team from band directors, parents, family, bus drivers to get to our final goal and destination at times. I can honestly say I'm proud to be part of a community that understands the importance of our youth involvements. Once again, congratulations and best of luck to all in your future endeavors.
When I walked in this morning, I said, you know what, Mr. Garcia? Congratulations. We brought you the band to sing happy birthday to you. All the way from the Purple Band. Guys, I want to congratulate you for all your hard work, your parents, for your dedication, and for your band directors. Thank you so much, guys. Keep it up.
Congratulations, Green Purple Band. Again, your sacrifices, like I mentioned earlier, your band directors, your coaches, coaches. I know we call them coaches. I call them coaches for certain sections of the instruments. I know band it easy. It puts a lot of time into y'all's schedule, waking up real early in the morning. I just wanted to congratulate the parents, the band directors, bus drivers for taking you up there, bringing you back home safely. It takes a lot, and wish you the best of luck, and hopefully we can continue with this success.
Yeah.
A couple words from another elected official, Mr. Garcia, our county clerk.
I also want to congratulate the band and let you know that I'm a proud grandparent because 2 of my grandsons are part of this band.
Hey.
Donovan and Ian Garcia.
And Commissioner Alonso just advised me right now, Carmona Nation, that he has 2 Carmona Nation in the band, that there's 2 Carmona nieces on there, so congratulations to you guys too. And to our very own Manuel Gutierrez, he's one of our work study students at the judge's office, so congratulations, Mr. Manuel. Again, thank you guys so much for being here. We do have a certificate and we want you all to come up so we can take a picture, but before we do that, I also want to let you guys know, and the parents, that we do have some cookies and punch and some refreshments outside the hall, so you are more than welcome to get them. We've provided them for you. I do want to thank my staff, Judge Pito's staff, for putting it together out of their own pocket, out of their own money, to get those sweets and refreshments together for the parents and for the students. So thank you to the staff of Judge Pito, Judge Sonia, and my staff as well. I also do want to recognize and thank Mr. Cantu. He's a high school principal, for being here and the support that you give to these students. Please know that Mr. Cantu is always, ready and excited to assist you guys. We've had a good working relationship with him since he became principal. He makes me feel really old because he used to be my teacher. But he really has the best interest of you all, students that are in here. So kudos to Mr. Cantu. Coach Gio, thank you so much for being here. I can't thank you enough because every time that one of the athlete students advances or makes it to another level in just the district, we always call him and bother him to get the student here and to coordinate with my staff and coordinate with the coach, whoever it is for whatever sport it is. And Coach Gio has been a really good sport about it. He's never told us no, and we always do it because we want to recognize our students, because I hope that at the end of the day, wherever you might go, the seniors off to college, maybe one day you'll come back and be members of Dimmit County and perhaps be sitting where I'm at or where the commissioners are at, representing the best interests of our constituents. We always want you guys to come back. So thank you, Coach Gio, for always being on board with our craziness when it comes to trying to recognize your students and your student athletes. So again, thank you all so much for being here. I apologize if I took you guys out of class, but I really did want to make this recognition for you because I think that you guys are very deserving of it. And I wish you guys the best on Saturday at area, and I hope you all come back with more ones, ¿verdad, Mr. Sanchez? And advance to state, or is it state? Yes, to state. So wish you guys the best of luck. Work very, 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 very hard this week so that you guys can come back, and we're very proud of you. So thank you so much for being here, and if I can have everybody from the band, including the band directors, to come forward, please. Thank you.
We had to make a decision, like, if you were in the band, as depending on what sports you played, like, more like, yeah, so I chose my sports. Yeah. Yeah. Did you grow up in your house? Oh, how big was Waco when you
Hey, way to go.
I felt something against my leg, but I assumed it was a purse. Maybe that's something I can do tonight or yeah, we have ones in vigilance for the new then there's no reason. Yeah, that's a good point. And we're all going to be on that meeting, right? Is it in person? I thought it was in person, right?
We want
Just get out or something. You have to go to class. I'm sure things will be happening in the
I whacked my toe hard going upstairs, and so I'm worried that, like, did you break your toe? I think I did. So it's hard to tell. She's right upstairs, and I got pulled off my chair. But I was saying, this is the first time we've given it a go to the police because they were having a hospital, et cetera.
Oh, yeah, so it's not.
I feel it's not more awareness, it's not out.
Yeah.
That's so yeah, it's you. Everybody's tomorrow night. So I'm like, Nerdy.
Are you in it?
Yeah. Y'all are here, you come back already.
I know.
Yeah. We had a senior ceremony.
I saw you post something and you're making skirts.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, I saw him. He was on
It's
Facebook.
like infinite rows. It's so forever.
People don't realize how much material is involved in it. How they go to the first yards and yards.
Yeah, it's about 10 yards. 10 yards? Yeah, about 3 weeks. I'm sorry. So it's like 10 yards. It's 2 different circles. It's not just like one little skirt. It's a bunch of circles.
Is everybody going to come back?
They were talking about their business. I was born here and my mom was a workshop. So, here in Cordova are going to start a summer organization. And that we're going to have a vacation. They're like, don't know about it. In December, we're going to do a workshop. It's like,
The county clerk, fiscal year 2024, 2025.
Maybe I take some vacation.
Keep every look at the time.
Most of the time.
it's like Christmas thing.
I'm taking, I don't know if it's all that attention, I do with this one, but I'm taking this opportunity to make an announcement. Start with Save the Date. All right? And the date is December 31, 2024, which will be my last day serving this court and the citizens of Dimmit County as your county clerk, and which will end a tenure of 42 years. And allow me to start a new chapter called retirement. As for the reason, all I have is it's time. It's time. Yesterday I turned 74 and I take with me many memorable experiences that I can only look back with gratitude for working with so many diverse officials, employees, all with the same goal to serve and represent Dimmit County respectfully. To ensure a smooth transition. Lastly, with 2 requests, I will be recommending a current staff member to be appointed county clerk to serve the remaining term, which will be from January 1, 2025 to December 31, 2026. This will maintain the integrity, productivity, and security of vital records, more importantly, to assist the public, an important training and skills I have always taught to my employees. I ask this court to support my selection when it is represented at an upcoming meeting. Finally, one final request at your next budget. I ask that you consider to create an elections administrator position and department solely to conduct elections and voter registration duties. Statewide, there remains very few county clerks that still conduct elections, which are a total distraction from all other duties required by the county clerk and county tax office. The Election Division's Secretary of State office has no regard for this and pursues to send us constant mandated advisories for their compliance. With these two requests, I thank you, God bless you, and I'm still here till December 31, 2024. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Garcia. 3.1, Mr. Garcia, if you can let the record reflect that Commissioner Juan Carmona has arrived and is now present. Approval of bonds.
No done.
There's no bonds, no action. Three point two, discussion and appropriate action, 2024 Weatherization Day Proclamation, Community Council of South Central Texas, Inc. This is to advise the members of our community, the members of Commissioners Court, that there will be a weatherization open house held in Uvalde, Texas on October the 29th from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. to recognize National Weatherization Day. With that said, at this time I will also read into the record the proclamation naming October 30th, 2024 as Weatherization Day in the County of Dimmit. Whereas the Community Council of South Central Texas was established as a community agency on May 11, 1965, and whereas the Weatherization Service Area encompasses the greater South Central and West Texas counties of Dimmit, Edwards, Kinney, LaSalle, Maverick, Real, Uvalde, Valverde, Zavala, Brewster, Crane, Culberson, Hudspeth, Jeff Davis, Pecos, Presidio, and Terrell. And whereas Dimmit County of Dimmit has long recognized the plight of low-income families and individuals in meeting their home energy needs, and whereas the low-income households have spent a disproportionate percentage of their annual income on home energy bills, and whereas the United States Department of Energy developed the Weatherization Assistance Program in 1976 as a federal government's cost-effective permanent solution for reducing the heavy energy burden on low-income Americans. And whereas the program not only saves throughout advanced technologies to improve the energy affordability for low-income families, but also saves lives and improves the health and safety of families by identifying carbon monoxide hazards, poor indoor quality, mold, and other health threats. And whereas the Weatherization Assistance Program keeps jobs and dollars in local communities by operating through a network of well-trained program providers serving 17 counties in the CCSCT service area. Now, therefore, be it resolved that I, Marta Alicia Gomez Ponce, Dimmit County Judge, do hereby proclaim October 30th, 2024 as Weatherization Day in the County of Dimmit, and encourage state and local weatherization professionals to deliver cost-effective advanced technologies and increase energy savings in each home served, to leverage state, local, and private resources to make federal dollar work harder, and to heighten the awareness of energy efficient in communities throughout the state. It witness whereof I hereunto set my hand and cause this great seal of the County of Dimmit to be affixed on this this 28th, excuse me, day of October 2024. I will need a motion.
Motion.
Motion by Commissioner Uranda, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Alonso Carmona. Yes, sir.
Is there a representative from you for this?
It's usually Mr. Robert Diaz.
It's, Judge, the reason I'm asking is because I've been talking to some people and they have to go all the way to Valle or to City. We need an office here to operate. And I've been trying to get a hold of people, but they've never returned my call. And with all the respect, you call them and say,
Yep.
we got the buildings to put an office here. But the people got trouble with it. That's why they don't go and apply. They're always told there's no funds, and if they're here, we can check on it.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion carries. 3.3, discussion and appropriate action, approval for FY25 SB 224 Cadillac Converter Grant Program Grant Resolution. Catalytic converter, excuse me. Morning.
Good morning. This grant hasn't been applied for yet. I need the resolution signed and approved in order for me to apply. This will fund a position as well as overtime equipment, not only for another position for law enforcement that will strictly just cover this situation that's been occurring a lot along the border in Eagle Pass and Laredo, and they feel like it would be beneficial for Dimmit County to have one as well. But it can also help with prosecution. So it's for additional funding for positions.
Any questions?
Are we having a designated spot?
Well, if we get the grant funding, it would be for a designated position.
I'm sorry?
At the sheriff's office, correct? This is for the sheriff's office?
Is this-
It would be for the county,
Oh, okay, for
not
the
just for it would be for the county. Pretty much be under the judge's office, almost like court enforcer.
Other questions?
I have a question.
Uh-huh.
So this would be a position, right?
Yes.
And what's the responsibility of this individual?
So from what I'm being told, in Eagle Pass, they're having an increase on the theft of catalytic converters from vehicles. Because pretty much what they're doing is they're stealing these parts and they're selling them because they have more value than gold. So they would this would be strictly just for that, and it would work. We would get a position for Mr. Gonzalez as well, so they can do investigations and fund a position, vehicle, overtime for all those categories.
And all the funding for the position,
Is
vehicle,
grant.
everything would come from the grant?
Yes, sir.
So the overtime will be for the positions we hired for Mr. Gonzalez.
For Mr. Gonzalez and for the position of the individual that's handling the traffic for this.
Nothing for the sheriff's office.
No, just for this.
Well, I would assume that this person has to be a licensed peace
Yes, it would have
officer,
to be a licensed
correct,
peace
right?
officer, yes. So more than likely, the sheriff's office would have to hold their license, but wherever the judge would want to put them, that's.
I was under the understanding that this was a position for the sheriff's. I mean, I don't care, I'll put him in the sheriff's office because he has to be a peace officer. But
Yes.
I was under the understanding that it was a position for the sheriff.
It's a license, it would have to be a licensed peace officer.
Ms. Rodriguez, when you get the information, can you give us a copy of it?
Yes,
Just to review the grant.
the email?
Yeah.
Okay.
Motion.
I have a motion by Commissioner Odena,
Second.
second by Commissioner Carmona. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? I have one opposition, which is Commissioner Juan Carmona. Motion carries. Thank you. We have 3.4, discussion and appropriate action, approval of exhumation of unidentified human remains buried in Panteón de Guadalupe, number 4 cemetery to facilitate identify of unidentified human remains.
Good morning.
Good morning.
My name is Dr. Victoria Swenson. This is my colleague, Dr. Courtney Seeger. This is America Garcia. We are here to represent Operation Identification. We are a humanitarian-based forensic anthropology team from Texas State University. We are forensic anthropologists as well as archaeologists. We have experience exhuming individuals that have been buried. Our main focus is to work to identify remains of migrants who have died crossing the Texas-Mexico border. We have been in existence for over 11 years. And most recently, we've been working closely with Berks County and Maverick counties. Last December, we were here conducting exhumations in Panteon de Guadalupe Cemetery in Carrizo Springs. During that time, we exhumed 8 individuals, and we have been able to identify 1 woman and 1 man during this process. They are in the process of being repatriated as we speak. Due to time constraints, we were only able to exhume 8 out of the 13 unidentified individuals. So we are here to ask for your support to exhume the remainder of these unidentified individuals buried in your cemetery. And based on the Texas Criminal Code, we would ask to get signatures from the justices of the peace so we can do exhumations. We hope to in December. I think the 16th to the 22nd is the dates that we are proposing. So we'd like to ask the court, the commissioners, the justices of the peace for their support of these exhumations as well as the county. Because we have ID 2 people, there's potential to identify the remainder that are still there. All of our efforts are supported by state and federal funding, so this will be free to the county as a service that our students and our laboratory offers.
Thank you. Any questions?
And we have, Ms. America Garcia, she wanted to make an open comment during the public commentary.
Judge Ponce and County Commissioners, my name is America Garcia Graywall. I live in Eagle Pass, Texas. Operation ID has been helping us in Maverick County since May 2022. To date, they've had 76 cases, of which 16 have been scientifically identified. My father, Mike Garcia, moved, and I have been trained as volunteers with Operation ID in forensic fingerprinting and the DNA sample collection. We've seen firsthand how identification is beneficial for our county, but especially for the bereaved families. And I am here today, we are here today in support of this request to exhume and identify the identified remains. This humanitarian effort brings closure and peace of mind to families searching for loved ones. Their expertise can unite families in years of uncertainty, and advances in technology allow us to take fingerprints from remains that have even been there for many years. Also, the DNA analysis, many of the bodies that were buried in advance of the DNA database, and no samples were collected. So we have a second shot at the apple of this year. DNA analysis is free for the county, and I'm asking you to demonstrate compassion and give these families some answers. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions?
Judge, with the thing of the cemetery, is this legal?
Yes, so they did this a couple of months ago. We just put it on the,
I understand that, but can we go to the county?
those bodies, as long as there's a approval. This is more of a formality of the Commissioner's Court. It doesn't necessarily need to be approved by the Commissioner's Court. It has to be approved by law. The Texas Penal Code says it has to be approved by the county judge and the JPs. But we put it on here as a formality so that you guys are aware of it. It's kind of like any criminal case when there's like a murder that happened, and the rangers or the sheriff's office wants to go and exhume the body to go get it retested to see if there was drugs in the body. They have to get a court order by the JP's office or by the court, county court or the district court to exhume the bodies. Those bodies are technically the bodies of Dimmit County because they're unidentified. So I'm not sure if you're aware or not, Commissioner, but here in Dimmit County, we pay for the burial of those unidentified bodies.
That was mentioned in this training.
Yes, so we pay for them. So this is more like of a formality to make the court aware. But technically, the JPs and the county judge are the ones that have to sign off legally to allow them to exhume the bodies.
If anybody has any questions about, I don't know if y'all are familiar with this region of the cemetery, but all of the unidentified persons were buried separate from community members. So it's very easy for us to not impact the community members' burials. It's very clearly a separate section of the cemetery, and we try and be as non-invasive as possible. So we'll work around the community as far as our working times, or if there are other like planned burials or funerals in that they've already been before. So just to give you all that extra peace of mind as well.
And also just to confirm to the commissioners that all the equipment that will be utilized to exhume these bodies are equipment of you guys in Texas State. None of the county commissioners would have to use their personal equipment from the county to exhume the bodies.
So when we were here last year in December, the county did provide a backhoe and a backhoe operator for us. I don't know who signed off on that with the county, and it was extremely helpful. It enabled us to exhume more in that short window of time, but we still were not able to finish. So if that is available, that would be amazing. But if it's not, we do have supplemental funding from the state and other grant funding to provide that.
So with that being said, we would have to get legal counsel advisement. And I say that only because we had an issue that occurred here a couple of months ago with there being a question regarding the commissioners entering into private property, which would be the panteones, which would be the cemeteries, using county equipment to exhume or to dig graves. So essentially it turns into a private service that the commissioners are giving a constituent or a resident, which we were advised by legal that it was not allowed, and we ran into a huge problem and concern regarding that. And just out of abundance of caution, I would recommend that we table and not necessarily, I know that you need the approval of the judge and the JPs, but I would advise the JPs for us to just wait until we get the advisement or something in writing from legal counsel saying that we can do that. I know that we asked for a Attorney General's opinion, and in reading the opinion, it appears to me that in circumstances like this, it is allowable. But I want to make sure that it's confirmed. So I don't want to approve anything right now, simply out of the abundance of caution and to protect the commissioners from having any legal consequences. So I will maintain communication with your office and the offices of the JP so that we can get you an answer as soon as possible. Okay.
And we can also provide something in writing saying that we can cover the cost of any heavy machinery that would be necessary. That also provide, and we can sign on that.
And that might be something that is plausible. It might be I can get with my auditor as well. That provides where you guys for a nominal amount will pay either precinct 1, 2, 3, or 4 to use their heavy equipment to exhume those bodies. Because unfortunately, the way that the law works is that the county as a governmental entity, we're not allowed to give out free services. And so if you guys have something to that effect, saying that you guys will pay a nominal fee to the county to use their machinery, that may suffice for us to be allowed by law to assist you guys.
Yeah, we can provide that, and then we are in town today, and then we are heading back to San Marcos tomorrow afternoon, so we can provide that before we leave town. And that way, y'all can...
If you can get it to Ms. Hernandez over at the county judge's office, that'd be perfect.
Perfect. We'll do that before we leave town.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Have a good day.
You too.
3.4, Mr. Garcia, will be no action. 3.5, discussion appropriate action, monthly report from JP Precinct 1, Ms. Sonia Guerrero Perez for the month of September 24th. Ms. JP Guerrero Perez is not available, so that I'll entertain a motion to table the item. Motion by Commissioner Urenda, is there a second? Second by Commissioner Alonso Carmona. All in favor? Any opposition? Motion carries. 3.6, discussion and appropriate action, approval for JP Precinct 1, Ms. Sonia Guerrero Perez to attend the 2025 10-hour Justice of the Peace Seminar, March 2nd through 4th in Austin. I have a motion to table the item by Commissioner Juan Carmona. Second by Alonso Carmona. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion carries. 3.7, discussion and appropriate action, monthly report from JP Precinct 2, Mr. Alberto Esquivel for the month of September 2020.
Good morning.
Morning, Judge. Any questions of Judge Esquivel, excuse me?
Motion to approve.
I have a motion by Commissioner Alonso,
Second.
second by Commissioner Odena. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion carries. 3.8, discussion and appropriate action for JP Precinct 2, Mr. Alberto Esquivel to attend the 2025 Justice of the Peace Seminar workshops, January 12th through 15th in Corpus Christi.
So moved.
I have a motion by Commissioner Alonso, and I have a second by Commissioner Juan Carmona. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion carries. Thank you, Judge.
Thank you.
Good luck this year.
3.9, discussion and appropriate action, monthly report from JP Precinct 3, Ms. Leticia Hernandez for the month of September 2024.
Good morning.
Good morning, Judge.
Any questions to move?
Any questions? I have a motion by Commissioner Juan Carmona,
Second.
second by Commissioner Rubalcaba. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion carries. 3.10, discussion and appropriate action, approval for JP Precinct 3, Ms. Leticia Hernandez to attend the 2025 Justice of the Peace Seminar in Corpus Christi. Excuse me, Corpus Christi.
So moved.
I have a motion by Commissioner Alonso Carmona. And I have a second by Commissioner Juan Carmona. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion carries. Thank you, Judge. Thank you. 3.11, discussion and appropriate action, report from JP Precinct 4, Mr. Alfredo Martinez for the month of September 2024.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Are there any questions? Go ahead, go ahead.
Judge, are you having any issues with your internet or your phones?
Yeah, we've been having some lately, the past week, 2 weeks, with the internet.
The internet?
Yes.
Okay. And your phones?
Sometimes too, yes. But whenever the internet is down, the phones are done.
Oh, because they work off it.
Mm.
Are you notifying the IT department? The reason
Marky's the one that's been working on it.
Because I think we received a couple of emails, so from 2 different individuals stating that they were trying to reach your office and they couldn't get through, so they emailed all the, as far as I could see, they have emailed all the commissioners trying to see how to get a hold.
Individuals like what? People that wanted to call the office or what?
Regarding citations and.
Well, we're a pretty busy office. We just got 150 tickets this past week. Every 2 weeks, 150 tickets. And they're on the phone a lot. A lot of times, I don't know. I've been there too with my clerks. The thing is that we're a busy office and they just gotta keep on calling until somebody answers.
I forwarded that email to your office.
Okay. I mean, it's your problem to worry about paying the ticket. They're the one that violated the law. And we're just here to serve people.
And
Thank you.
not to, it was, he said that he's been trying like 3 days.
Yes, a lot of them say that. They have a tendency of saying that.
Well, I'm just saying what he put on the email. I'm not siding with him or anything, but he just said what he put on the email. So I
Yes.
forwarded to you all.
I believe
And
it.
then, your clerk responded back that they had already taken care of it.
But that's the only reason we don't answer. Either the phones are down or the clerks are busy.
Thank you.
Any other questions?
Motion to approve.
I have a motion by Commissioner Alonso Carmona. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Noguera. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion carries. Thank you, Judge.
Thank you, Your Honor, Commissioner.
3.12, discussion and appropriate action, monthly report from District Clerk Ms. Marisela Gonzalez for the month of September 2024.
Good morning, Judge, Commissioners.
Good morning, ma'am.
Ms. Gonzalez, just a quick question. I know you and I talked, but just for the record, and so for the commissioners to be aware, I know you and I both received calls or information regarding the 365th Judge Abascal possibly wanting to move Dimmit County Court to Saturdays. Do you have a concern with that, or is that, what's your position on that? Because I know that they've contacted my office, they contacted your office. I know that the district attorney is concerned about that, so I wanted to see what your position was on that, because it affects obviously our employees, your employees.
I have not heard from Judge Abascal's office directly, but my position is that we already have court with the 365th numerous times a month, multiple days a week. And when we have court with 365th, we don't hold normal hours, 9 to 5. We hold court, excuse me, after hours. And what I mean by after hours is we're here past 5 o'clock, sometimes 8, 9, sometimes even 10 o'clock. And my office does not pay overtime. My office accumulates comp time. And I don't think it's fair for my staff to come in on a weekend to hold court or assist him with court. I do understand that he is overwhelmed with cases, but I don't see how we should be here to accommodate him. I think that we have a courtroom. I think where it's stemming from is that he says that there is no place to hold court when we have a courtroom on the 3rd floor in this building. He is holding court in the arena when there is a courtroom that is always available for his use. And so we're having to travel 2 miles away. I don't have the staff and I don't have a vehicle to take files to the arena. There is no place to safe keep my files. I think that the appropriate place to have court for 365th is in this building. And I think the only place is a courtroom. And there is a courtroom on the 3rd floor. And so, with that being said, I think court should be held Monday through Friday in the normal business hours, 8 to 5. And if you ask me if court should be held on Saturdays, I say no. And that's my position.
Thank you, Ms. Gonzalez.
Ms. Gonzalez, I have a question. When he has court, is it more than 10 people?
It's always more than 10 people, yes ma'am.
I just wanted to make sure, because I know the fire marshal had said, as long as it's 10 people or less in the old courthouse, he can hold court there. So I said, let me verify, because I don't know, I don't know, I haven't been to court, so I don't know how many people attend court.
Yes. His dockets are always lengthy dockets. And when we stopped using the courtroom in the historical courthouse, his courtroom on the 2nd floor, he moved downstairs to where the old JP courtroom was in the 1st floor. There was more than 20 people that were occupying the courtroom downstairs. And he used to want the door to that room closed because the noise was so loud and the court reporter couldn't take his report. And so it used to get really hot, really stuffy, and it was just too many people in there. And you would crowd the hallways downstairs with people. We didn't have chairs for the people to sit in, so there was people sitting on the floors. There was people sitting in the stairways. We had inmates in the break room. It was just not a place to hold court. And so that's when he decided to move to the arena. But the arena is not a place to conduct business, not court business. And he refuses, for whatever reason, he refuses to use the courtroom upstairs in this building, in this facility, and does not want to use this commissioner's courtroom. We were supposed to have court in the month of October, 4 dates in October. For whatever reasons, it was canceled. The courtroom in the 3rd floor was available for his use, and those days were canceled. And here we are. I don't know if we're having court in November. So I don't know. It's just, and so, I'm sorry, not 365th, but the district attorney has reached out and said that he wants to now conduct court on Saturdays. And I oppose Saturday court.
You haven't, Judge Abascal hasn't told you yet?
No.
No, it was Judge Abascal hasn't reached out to my office either. The one that reached out to our office, which Ms. Madi said as well reached out to hers, was the district attorney's office. Mr. Settleman reached out, and he was concerned, and he wanted to be here today, but they had court in Maverick because his office was advised that Judge Abascal wants to start having court on Saturdays at the arena. And that runs into the problem that almost every Saturday is booked at the arena. So that's a concern. And going back to what Ms. Madi said, I mean, you're looking at overtime, obviously, in terms of comp time, and I don't think it would be fair for her staff to work Monday through Friday and then also have to work on a Saturday. And I don't even know how long it would be on Saturday, to be honest. But I know that there's a viable concern there from the district attorney's office. And he advised Ms. Madi and he advised my office as well of that. Yes, sir.
Can I say this? It's Mari, Army Gonzalez, I'm sorry, apologize. It was approved by the Commissioner's Court to repair the elevator. I got the paperwork, I turned it into the county auditor, see what we needed to do, and I'm still waiting on a response from him. But it was approved, I gathered the information, the elevator people sent me the paperwork, turned it into him, or to Mr. Pereira.
Can we go into executive session, please?
Oh,
Executive session.
I have a request for executive session. The time is 11:09, and the court is going to executive session. The time is 11:22. Mr. Garcia, no action in executive session. We'll continue with the discussion in 3.12 with the district clerk, Ms. Maricela Gonzalez. We haven't done anything. I'm saying we're continuing with the discussion. And Ms. Gonzalez. Any other questions of Ms. Gonzalez?
Motion to approve.
And Ms. Gonzalez, just for the record, we were advised by our county auditor that the elevator company has advised him and his staff that they won't get the necessary materials and equipment and motherboard to fix the elevator to approximately 18 weeks. So we're looking at another 4.5 months, for the record. And being transparent with your office. I'll entertain a motion to approve Ms. Gonzalez's, if there's no further questions, to approve Ms. Gonzalez's report. I have a motion by Commissioner Noguera,
second.
second by Commissioner Alonso Carmona. Further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion carries. Thank you, Ms. Gonzalez.
Thank you.
3.13, discussion and appropriate action, monthly report from County Clerk, Mr. Mario Garcia, for the month of September 2024.
Judge and Commissioners, pretty regular month despite the heavy traffic that we are having with voting. And I want to thank the Sheriff Department and the County Judge's Office for providing security. That has been a big benefit for controlling the traffic crowd, and especially the metal detectors. And I've heard only good response from the public that they were installed. As of yesterday, we have had 1,350 voters voted early.
How many were for yesterday, Mr. Garcia?
Yesterday was passed a little about 160.
Enjoy.
But it's fine. And at times when we get really busy, I have to use all my staff, so we kind of designate temporary public because they're very compliant with that.
Thank you. Any questions of Mr. Garcia? I'll entertain a motion.
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Alonso Carmona. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Uranda. Any further discussion? All in favor? Motion carries. 3.14, discussion and appropriate action, monthly report from Dimmit County Assistant Fire Chief, Mr. David Torres, for the month of September 2024. Commissioner Carmona has advised me that he is unavailable, so I'm going to request a motion to table. Motion by Commissioner Noguera, second by Commissioner Uranda. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion carries. 3.15, discussion and appropriate action, monthly report from Victory Ambulance for the month of September 2024.
Good morning, everybody. For that month, we had a total of 222 calls. We had 0 cancel calls, 64, medical emergencies, 34, refusals, 61 transfers, 21 helipads, 18 discharges, 4 dialysis, 2 doctor's appointments, 8 wound cares, 9 MBAs, and 1 DOA.
Questions? I have a motion by Commissioner Noguera,
Second.
second by Commissioner Juan Carmona. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion carries. 3.16, thank you. 3.16, discussion and appropriate action, approval of purchase building located on 100 North 4th Street in Carrizo Springs, Texas. Commissioners, again, at this time, I'm respectfully requesting support from this court to move forward in the purchase of the asset known as the Petrie Building that stands approximately 3,682 square feet of office space. In doing research to construct this type of square footage, at this time in 2024, we would be looking at approximately $1.7 million, or about $400 a square foot. The building is priced right now at $425,000. This building will provide office space for the county auditor and his staff, the county treasurer and his staff, and even an office position for precinct 4, 5, and 6, Commissioner Noguera, as previously requested, in which the building would be of service to office or post an office for your commissioner 4, 5, and 7.
So the commissioner, 4, 5, and 7 will be there, the JP precinct 4 will be there, and the constable will be there?
No, this is just for the
I'm
commissioner.
not gonna approve, I'm just gonna vote here. I am not gonna approve to purchase this. I already told you guys, I've been here 10 years. We haven't had an office built yet. We have the funding to build it. There's no need for an office for the auditor and I'm sorry for Mr. Ortiz for
Can I finish what I was saying, Commissioner Noguera, and then I'll let you do, so this, like I said, this would do an office space for the county auditor, the county treasurer, and even a spot for the county commissioner, which would be 4, 5, and 7. The previous location right now, which is with the old Chinese building where they're currently housed at, we would try to convert that into the Dimmit County Emergency Operations Center. In 2015, Judge Francisco Ponce signed a resolution through Governor Perry's office at the time, which was delegating that the counties would follow with the Emergency Operations Center. Dimmit County does not have an Emergency Operations Center. That building would be utilized to convert the building into an Emergency Operations Center, command center that would work coincidentally with the dispatch for the sheriff's office. Right now, the dispatch office is out of compliance in terms of the equipment and the machinery that's in there for the radios. It would reduce the taxpayers' money, obviously the funds that we would pay to build a new emergency operations center. So we would utilize the auditor's office and the treasurer's office to convert that into the emergency operations center. And then the Petrie building with the space, we would relocate the auditor's office, the treasurer's office, and house the county commissioner if you wanted, obviously. And open up to remodel the office that you guys have in Asherton solely for the JP office. Remodel that, because right now we're looking at about 400 a square foot to build an office space of that amount. And this is just, like I said, my position in terms of trying to be efficient with the money that we have. And because the price at the Petrie building right now is $425, that's my position. Go ahead, Commissioner.
Mr. Carmona, correct me if I'm wrong. Don't we have the EOC as the fire station?
The fire station was designated as the EOC due to the fact that as a backup generator, and it can staff the emergency department in case of a catastrophic event.
Also, I know the sheriff isn't available, so we can ask him if he would like to move his dispatch to this location. I'm just one vote, and my vote is no. We haven't built our offices that we have the funding for. We built JP 3 office in Beckles. We're gonna build our office for Commissioner Precinct 4, our JP, Mr. Martinez. And now that we have a new constable coming in January, I'm sure that he would like an office too. So my motion is, I had said if we are gonna use that building for those 3 reasons, then I would vote on it. But my vote still stands at no.
Any other discussion?
Judge Mayor?
Mm-hmm.
Judge, I know the last time this came up on the agenda, we discussed possibly purchasing the building, and the question was, what were the plans for it? And I remember Commissioner Rubalcaba mentioning she would like an office in there as well. This is just my opinion. Like Commissioner Rubalcaba says, she stands as one vote, I stand as one vote, but for the price that that building is at this point, I know in the past there's been discussions where anytime we can purchase buildings within the courthouse or annex perimeter at a good rate or a good price, it's an opportunity that we tend to try to take on. And because of the price of the building, my vote would be to purchase it at this point. It gives us, I believe it would give us an opportunity to use more office space and to perhaps provide areas for other employees to set up. I've been into the auditor's office, and our personnel in there is crammed up, desks next to each other. I know it works, but if we have the ability to provide more square footage for the right amount of money for the right price, I think it's something that we should take advantage of. Because like I said, that's just my opinion.
The price is good. I know it's valued at $170,000, but we're gonna pay $400,000 for it, or that's what we're offering to pay. The price is good. The thing is that we're still lacking the offices for these 3 individuals. I mean, the building is already there. This is our precinct. Why not purchase it for these 3 individuals? The dollar amount is good. I'm not saying no. The reason I'm saying no is to move Mr. Pereira and Mr. Ortiz into that building. But if we were to buy it for the other 3, I mean, hey, it's our precinct. We're there. It could benefit us. Mr. Martinez can have his own courtroom. He's holding court in the conference room right now. Our building is old. I've sent you guys pictures. I've been here 10 years, and not even the previous judge that was here has ever gone to Asherton to see those buildings. We had bats at the beginning, which we still do, but nobody seems to go and see what we have. We built a new office for Bickles. We built a new fire station for Mr. Carmona, where his office is there. When Mr. Urenda came in, yes, Mr. Uriegas built his office there. Everybody got new buildings. That's where I stand.
We will probably purchase it, and then once we purchase it, we can come together and try to figure out how we can make it work for everybody.
Mr. Urenda, we can purchase it now, but we need to decide what we're going to use it for, because I know it's not going to be for what we say.
What's not gonna be used for what?
If we say it's for precinct 4, JP, we need to make sure right now in the minutes, not to say we're purchasing it and then we'll decide later.
So you want it to be on the record who it's gonna be for, and if it's gonna be for the auditors, treasurers, and one office for you, you do not want that, that's your vote.
I need an office, but I am not gonna get one if my other 2 do not get one. I'm sorry. It's either us 3 or we don't. But I am not gonna approve something for Mr. Pereira and Mr. Ortiz.
Other questions?
I agree, Judge, with Mr. Rosado. When we tabled the last, on the last meeting, I asked that on the agenda, it would be, something would be placed of who was gonna vote, not wait till we purchase the building.
I know, that's why we're telling you right now.
But in the agenda, it doesn't state.
No, it doesn't say that, it doesn't, because
I asked
I'm
Ray
putting it,
to specify.
I'm putting it on the record, what my recommendation is, but like Commissioner Noguera said, she's one vote, you're one vote, Uranda's one vote, Commissioner Juan's one vote. You can vote as you see fit. In my opinion, that was the recommendation. You don't have to agree with my recommendation. And we have, what I would like to also see is, we have, of course, we have to, discuss it with Commissioner Noguera, but we also have the elementary building in Asherton. I know me and Commissioner Noguera talked about it briefly, and then it kind of just died down. But that's another building that we have, and it's just there in Asherton, the elementary side, not the church, not the cafeteria side, because you use the cafeteria, but like Commissioner, she uses a cafeteria side, but the actual building at the elementary side, that's also a shell that there has so much potential. Of course, it probably needs to be gutted out or something to that effect, but there's so much.
That building is gonna take more than $2 million to fix it up.
So
Nobody has been there to see it either.
So there's just, that's another building that's there. I don't know, based on the square footage, if the Petrie building is big enough to house Judge Martinez. I know at one point when I talked to Judge Martinez, he didn't want to move from Asherton, Commissioner Noguera. He didn't want to move from Asherton, but I don't know if there's enough space at the Petrie building to house a courtroom that would be up to standards through the Office of Court Administration and the compliance of having a courtroom for Judge Martinez at the Petrie building. I'm sure there might be enough room to house the constable, Mr. Rosas, when he comes in. I just don't know if they would be able to house Judge Martinez, and that's why the alternative was to have Commissioner Noguera's office here at the Petrie building and then convert your office space, Commissioner Noguera, combine it and build a courtroom there in Asherton for Judge Martinez. Because I just don't think, even if we were to give Judge Martinez the entire building of the Petrie building, I don't know if it would suffice to fall under the Office of Court Administration standards for a courtroom in that building.
I think the space is there, if it's gonna be sufficient for 10 employees, which is the auditor and the county treasurer, I'm sure they will all fit there. When we had the last bid to do our buildings, it was $1.2 million. $1.2 million. When we did Big Wells, it's a little over 300,000 or 400,000 when we built the JP's office at Big Wells. Our last one was 1.2, 1.3 million. I mean, if Mr. Odenda saying, okay, 400,000 is worth buying it, okay, it's worth buying it because our building is gonna come up to more than 1.2 million if it's been 2 years that we already did the bids on it. And I'm sure Mr. Martinez, Constable, or myself would fit in there. If we're trying to put 10 employees in there, which would be Mr. Pereira's office and Mr. Ortiz's office, I'm sure it'd be enough, sufficient enough.
How big is the square footage that where y'all are at right now, Commissioner?
I can't tell you that. I know it's two little rooms and a conference room.
I think that section.
I don't know, I know that Commissioner Noguera would fit and so would Manuel. I just don't know how it would work for Mr. Martinez, Judge Martinez, in terms of having a courtroom. Because I know that Judge Hernandez has like a little courtroom in her office, or her building over there. I'm talking about, at this point, I'm talking about Judge Martinez and how he would fit at that building.
My motion is to table this item We're gonna send Mr. Cruz to measure the building and site and measure the JP's office in Big Wells and more or less, or get the state requirements to do the courtroom, and we can take it from there.
And just for the record, Commissioner Noguera, we can do all those things. I just can't, I mean, and it'll be, I mean, obviously up to Ms. Petrie or Ms. Ramirez at Premier. I know that they did have another offer. They're waiting on us to decide what we're going to do. So it may be a matter of, it might be a moot discussion at the next Commissioners Court
Like
meeting.
I said, Judge, I'm only one vote, and if my vote is yes, it has to state, not has to, I would make the motion to where it says JP 4, Constable 4, and Commissioner Rubalcaba's office on it. That's my motion.
I'll second that motion.
Approval of purchase of building located on 100 North Street, Carrizo Springs, Petrie Building. And you wanted the motion, your motion to say to house precinct 4, 5, and 7? Commissioner, Constable,
JP Martinez.
and JP Martinez. I have a motion by Commissioner Noguera.
Second.
There's a second by Commissioner Alonso Carmona. Further discussion?
That's to purchase.
No, keep it.
To purchase, yes, sir.
No, she's saying to purchase.
Okay,
Yeah. As long as we can purchase.
It's to purchase it to house them. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion carries. We have 3.17, discussion and appropriate action, water cost to Alanis Field Golf Course and the fire station.
Judge, if I may, I requested to put this item on the agenda in regards to the, I believe we received a bill for $5,000 for the water utilization on the Alanis Field.
That's just the Alanis.
That's
This is
Alanis.
And,
Alanis is 5,000.
Yeah, and just with all due respect, but this is starting to become a burden on our people. And the reason I say this is because of the cost inflicted on this, utilizing this field. We're trying to, as a county entity, we're trying to scramble to pay utility bills such as this. That's not including the labor to maintain the park. And it comes to a point where we're putting a burden back on our people because we have associations, youth associations, that for years they've been using the field. And for example, would use the concession stand to generate some type of revenue to continue moving forward with their association. Now we've, I know that the county controls the concession stand, and when individuals privately rent this facility, they charge up to $10 per person and $8 for kids. All that comes back to our.
I just want you to clarify though, when you say they, you're talking about the organizations. The county doesn't charge for people to get in.
That's what I said, when they privately rent it.
Okay, but just clarify that the entity charges.
When individuals privately rent this facility, not the county, the individuals renting it are charging at the gate. And all this money that we're talking about, it costs our people, it costs the grandparents, the parents trying to go out there and watch their kids. We're gonna have to come up with some sort of agreement or solution with the city, because we're starting to do it for a business, and it is not making sense to me how we keep hearing people concerned about why is it so expensive to go watch my kid play ball when it shouldn't be, not at this point, at least not at this point, it shouldn't be like this. And this is one of the reasons I wanted to put it out on the record that we're starting to hurt our people. Bills like $5,000, and the worst thing about it, if you go out to the field, And it has a different, you can't say it's all green where we've been using $5,000 worth of water. So something's not adding up.
For the record, Mr. Urenda, we need to also state that this is the first month that we're getting charged this dollar amount.
No, it's not
It's
for
not the
Alanis.
5,000?
No, ma'am, for Alanis, we've been getting charged since.
35,000 last year.
Yes. We've been
Because
getting,
I know last July, it was 2,000,
we've
in
been,
July. But
it varies. In September of last year,
let
Commissioner,
me correct myself, Judge, I'm sorry, not the first bill, that we got the new water meter, or now that we're getting new water meters and all that, this is gonna affect not just us, but our constituents.
correct.
Because a $5,000 bill is a lot.
Correct.
For one sports complex.
Even in September, Commissioner Noguera, September of 2023, the bill was 4,947 for September of 23. And going back to what you're saying, and going back to what Commissioner Urenda is saying, let the record reflect that a lot of these new policies that we've implemented in terms of using the Alanis field, using the Bowman field, because I know like the soccer field, they've been charging for years to go watch a game. They've always charged for soccer. You pay at the gate per car. That's been for years. Correct me if I'm wrong, Mr. Ortiz. At Bowman Field, yes.
Bowman has always been, it was, for years it was 50 cents, now it's $1 per car. You can have the car packed and it's just
I
$1.
mean,
$2.
Three, yeah.
No, $3, never mind, $3. They went up to
$3
$3.
back then,
But let me, but just going back to confirm, I agree with you both 100% to confirm. It's gonna affect our constituents in the sense that I think at some point, even before my time and perhaps maybe before your time, the purpose of having governmental recreation centers were for them to be used obviously by the constituents, by the community, as a free of charge. However, as the times have changed, and now more importantly, as the values of our water bills have increased, we're having to offset the cost so that it doesn't cost our constituents and that we don't have to raise our taxes when we're having to make our budget because we're having to pay so much money for water. So we offset that by now having, kind of going, piggybacking off of what Eagle Pass does. And if you can recall, Commissioner Urenda, Commissioner Juan, we went to go and visit the parks and the recreation centers in Eagle Pass. And what Eagle Pass started to do to offset the cost of making the taxes go up is that they're in charge of their concession stands. And Eagle Pass is in charge of their yes, ma'am. Eagle Pass, what the city of Eagle Pass does with their concession stand or their recreational centers, they are in charge, the city of Eagle Pass is in charge of their concession stands, and whatever money or funds or revenue that they get from their concession stands, they turn around and use that to pay the utilities, whatever utilities are. And by paying those utilities from the money that comes from the concession stand, you're not having to use your general fund budget to pay for those utilities. And if you're not using your general fund budget, then you're not tapping into it, so you have that reserve. So therefore, you don't have to charge your constituents more taxes to make up for what we're depleting from the general fund, if you see what I'm saying. And so that's what we started doing with the Alanis field to offset the cost of water. We're not only talking about just water, we also have to pay the light bill for the Alanis field, and that's a different charge. But here recently, the drastic increase in the water bill for the Alanis field is what's been of concern, and that's what was concern of Commissioner Urenda. I know that his staff advised him also that they're checking the water meter possibly at the golf course, and I know you, Commissioner Carmona, told me that they were looking at yours at the fire station.
And Judge, remember I sent you some pictures of how bad those meters are covered with mud?
Yes, and you sent me some pictures of how do they even look at the meter when it's completely covered in mud. And you did send me those pictures, thank you for reminding me. But all that, needless to say, is that unfortunately, because the water bills are increasing at Alanis, at the possible golf course or at the fire station or even at the Bowman, we're going to have to offset those costs, and those costs come in the form of the concession stand. or we need to find some other medium to figure out. I mean, I'm looking at the numbers and I mean, $4,080.27 for water, and I hate to say it, but I mean, we both know that the Alanis field is a great asset to Dimmit County, but it doesn't look like, you know, you can walk on the grass because it's not perfectly green. So I know that Commissioner Urenda had gone out there one time and the meter was running and we were standing out there with Commissioner Juan and some other individuals. The water wasn't even going. There was no water. And so those are some concerns. And we just wanted to, at least for me, having it on the agenda also is for transparency for our constituents, so that the constituents know that the county, at least for purposes of the concession stand at Alanis, we're using that to offset the cost of paying the water, paying the lights. I can't speak on behalf of these organizations, the private organizations that Commissioner Urenda is talking about, and how they charge. I know that if you go to other adjoining counties, you go to San Antonio, you're gonna pay $10 at the door to go watch your kid play softball or baseball. I know that for a fact. But I can't speak on behalf of the people that are renting it and how they charge and how they don't charge. I can just speak on behalf of the county, and you know, we're trying to figure out creative ways so that we don't have to increase our taxes to our constituents, because we're gonna be depleting our general fund to pay for the water bills.
Have we received the note for the golf course?
Not yet, Commissioner.
Judge, and
I can get that to you as soon as we do them. But I did ask the auditor's office, and we haven't received that, more than likely. And that's the scary part.
Judge, and you mentioned the concession stand.
Yes, sir.
Is that where also we pay the employees that work there, or where does it come out?
Yes, it's all filtered in and out. And then also we have a budget for that.
Judge?
Yes, sir.
For the court's information, that thing was built back in the 90s, I believe. I think the city and the county came to an agreement that we were gonna sponsor it for 50 years. But on the contract, it also says that we can return it at any time. So my suggestion, I will be here, but my suggestion would be, when the county builds their complex, return it back to the city, and they can do as they please. Because $5,000 a month is a lot of money for water. Or else we can, to save that, you all can probably build it with turf and do away with the irrigation, and that way you won't have any more problems. That's my suggestion, like I said. You can do that and you get rid of all of that. Instead of paying them so much money, you can build it, which is a lot cheaper, I believe.
You got a comment, Commissioner?
I was gonna say, this is just the Alanis part. Imagine when we finish building the sports complex, the water bill is gonna be, we're scared right now for $5,000, imagine.
Well,
when it's
the sports complex is about 80–90% artificial grass.
Okay.
Yes, that's what Commissioner Juan is recommend. Yeah, even the landscaping is gonna be mainly artificial. We're gonna have some trees that will require water, but about 90% of the sports complex is artificial turf. And so that's why Commissioner Juan was recommending we put artificial turf at Alanis and do away with the water. I mean, we do have some trees still, ¿verdad? And of course the restrooms that will utilize water, but I mean.
That we can use our small water trucks, like Mr. Goodwin does right now, to water the peach trees. We take the small water truck and just water them, if it comes down to it, because $5,000 is a lot. And it's gonna hurt our constituents, because they're the ones that have to pay the price to come into those fields.
Well, whoever charges to borrow the fields. So there isn't going to be no action at this time. I guess it was more of a discussion. I will advise this court Commissioner Noguera, if we do get the bill for the golf course. 3.18, discussion and monthly report for county commissioners for the month of September 2024. We will start with Commissioner Urenda.
Judge, we've been, the past month, we've been maintaining some of these roads. Brown Road out there where all the homes are at has had picked up traffic due to the construction of 186 or diverting to that road. So we've been having to go out there and reshape, reblade, roll and compact, as well as a Sign Road and Break Time Road. There's oil field company at the end of those two roads, so they've been putting a pretty good beat on it. So we've been doing that, and of course, brush control. We transported some brush path last week to assist with the one part construction part of it. It's just strictly brush for about 3 days.
Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioner Carmona, Precinct 2, your report.
Sorry, Judge, as you all are aware, we're still working on Escondido. We're down to probably the last mile of it. We had 5 miles to do. We worked on it off and on, and we're getting there. We started to work. We stopped working Escondido, and then we started to work on 1557 County Road, right there by where they redone the road, the whole Zucchini Lane. We started working on a section that was not included, so we took care of that, and we still got about half a mile to go on there with wrap material. And the road up Zucchini Lane, and 1542 is, we're having issues, remember, with the construction company that we didn't accept it. It's finally done completely. And when they looked at it, it looks good. So now we can release the last payment of the construction under, and that's where we at, and just mowing and cutting those county roads, the grass and trimming the brush of all county roads.
Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioner Precinct 3 and 6, Commissioner 1.
Judge, we're gonna open the probably next month for State Housing Road in Brundage. Also, we have been working on Parker Loop. We use red material, it looks good. Also on Sandy Lane. The only one we're having problems in Federico Road. We're gonna work on that. Once they start tearing up Steakhouse Road, we put a lot of red material in there, so we're gonna take that and put it in Federico Road that we can recycle. That's about it.
Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioner Noguera.
Judge, last month we were working on Palo Blanco. We did 20 loads of limestone. That's one of the biggest county roads with traffic as is Diamond H. Also, and as Mr. Carmona, once you're done assisting the judge on the mineral grinding, you can assist us to do several roads, inquiries of the pay.
Thank you, Commissioner. Any questions of any other commissioners or to one another? I'll entertain a motion to approve.
Motion.
Motion by Commissioner Odena. I got a second by Commissioner Noguera. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion carries. 3.19, discussion and appropriate action approval for Road and Bridge 1 and Utility Department to resume working hours from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Motion by Commissioner Noguera. Second. Second by Commissioner Juan Carmona. All in favor? Yes, I'm sorry, discussion.
We came back to regular hours 2 weeks ago.
Thank you, Commissioner. 3.21, discussion and appropriate action approval for Commissioners Jose Urenda, Alonso Carmona, Juan Carmona, and Valerie Rubalcaba to attend the 2024 Continuing Education for County Officials in Laredo, Texas.
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Rubalcaba.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Urenda. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion carries. 3.22, discussion and appropriate action approval for County Judge Marta Ponce and Commissioner Valerie Rubalcaba to attend the 2025 Basic County of Investment course in Frisco, Texas. Motion by Commissioner Noguera, second by Commissioner Odena. All in favor? Any opposition? Motion carries. 3.23, discussion and appropriate action, approval for County Judge Martha Ponce to attend the 2024 Fall Judicial Education Session in College Station. Motion by Commissioner Noguera, second by Commissioner Odena. All in favor? Any opposition? Motion carries. 3.24, discussion and appropriate action, approval to assist Carrizo Hill Water District with hauling some loads of dirt to cover a pit precinct 4.
Judge, I got a call from Carrizo Hill Water District that we can assist him with hauling some loads, and since it was gonna be more than 2 loads, Mr. Gonzalez said just that we could.
Do I have a motion?
So move.
Motion by Commissioner Alonso Carmona. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Odena. Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? 4.1, discussion and appropriate action, approval for jailers Joe Arambula, Pedro Olivares, and Edward Moreno to attend the basic jailer license training October 22nd and 23rd in Del Rio, Texas.
Morning.
Morning. They're currently jailers already, or they're like temporary jailers?
Temporary jailers.
Motion by Commissioner Noguera, second by Commissioner Odena. Further discussion? All in favor? Any opposition? Motion carries.
Judge, I'm gonna abstain on Pedro Olivares.
Well,
Is it related to me?
I have one abstention when it comes to Pedro Olivares by Commissioner Alonso Carmona. Let the record reflect Commissioner Juan Carmona is absent on this vote. Thank you.
I just wanted to know that we got 49 marshals at this moment right now.
Perfect, thank you so much. 4.1, discussion and appropriate action, approval of interlocal agreement between Zavala County Sheriff's Office and the Dimmit County Sheriff's Office. Chief, this is a reoccurring interlocal agreement, correct?
Correct.
Are there any questions?
So move.
Motion by Commissioner Carmona,
Second.
second by Commissioner Odena. Further discussion? That's what I'm looking for too. Did y'all submit the interlocal agreement? Chief?
I believe they were.
Ms. Hernandez, were they in here? I see the one for... I see the one for the city of Carrizo.
There should be 3, one for.
Yes, it's in there. It's in there, Commissioner Noguera, on the 3rd tab. Page 67.
Judge and Commissioner, these inter-office agreements need the signature of the sheriff.
The 3rd. You're looking for one. It's their Commissioner. Pretty much it's just getting the Dimmit County to assist in case of running license plates or driver's license of stolen vehicles and firearms. Is there a motion? Motion by Commissioner Noguera. Never mind, I take it back. I already had a motion by Commissioner Alonso Carmona and I had a motion by Commissioner Odena. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Let the record reflect that Commissioner Juan is absentee on this vote. 4.2, discussion and appropriate action, approval of interlocal agreement between the City of Carrizo Springs and Dimmit County. This is the approval for the Sheriff's Office. When it says Dimmit County, it should reflect Dimmit County Sheriff's Office on the motion. Mr. Garcia?
This is for the city?
This is the interlocal agreement between the City of Carrizo Springs and Dimmit County Sheriff's Office. and the City of Carrizo has agreed to pay the sum of $350,000 beginning October 1st, 2024, ending September 30th, 2025, in 4 installments to the County of Dimmit.
Is it? I'm sorry.
And there is, that reflects $350,000. There is a $100,000 debt that the City of Carrizo owes Dimmit County for the previous year. So that's why the sum of $350,000. However, for the fiscal year of October 1st, 2024 through September 30th, 2025, the amount that the City of Carrizo Springs would be paying the County of Dimmit for the Sheriff's Office services is $250,000. Your question, Commissioner Odena?
Well, that was my question, if there was a balance.
There's a $100,000 balance. They owe the County of Dimmit $100,000. And from my distinct understanding from the city council meeting that they had, they already approved and agreed that they would pay us the $100,000 added to the $250,000 and pay it all this year. Yes, Mr. Ortiz?
I believe their debt is higher than the 100,000. It should be like 200, right, Mr. Peter? It should be 2 something.
I think in the past they were paying 100,000,
Right,
cutting
right.
it down, so a little less on the previous balance. I'm
So
assuming they're paying on the balance.
But
So
they,
this is for to pay on the balance, not for the,
that's not what this thing says.
The
that's what I'm asking.
100,000?
I'm reading it, and the way I read it on a legal standpoint, it says $250,000 will be paid for the current fiscal year rendered, and $100,000 will be paid for the previous year's outstanding debt, and will be agreed to by and through memorandum of understanding of even dates.
But their previous, they
right,
did,
right, but their outstanding balance is higher than the 100,000.
the 100,000 they did pay last year, that's what they're paying, but they still have a balance from previous years.
Yes, multiple years.
I would strongly suggest, from a legal standpoint, as an attorney, recommendation to this court is that they clarify that.
Because on the previous interlocal agreement, the outstanding debt was on there. So I guess that got taken off for this one that we're talking about right now.
Okay, I have it here, Commissioner Uranda. It says the city agrees that the city owes Dimmit County $367,737 as of October 1st, 2024. However, the city agrees to pay $100,000 this fiscal year towards the money owed to the county from previous years. So there will be a remaining balance of $267,737 that they still owe us.
Does it say when they're gonna pay?
No, it does not, Commissioner.
Judge,
But they've been paying every year 100,000. They've been cutting down on it. They paid the current balance plus 100,000 from previous years. They've been whittling it down.
Maybe we had to deduct the water bill.
yeah.
Yes, sir.
Is that also their marshals making an arrest and housing them in jail?
It would charge, the city agrees to pay $75 daily fee for any inmate housed at the Dimmit County Jail on an order by the city.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Other questions? Do I have an agreement?
Motion.
Motion by Commissioner Alonso Carmona,
Second.
second by Commissioner Uranda. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition?
Aye.
We have one opposition by Commissioner Noguera, and I have one absent vote by Commissioner Juan, correct? Or an abstention? .4, discussion and appropriate action, the sheriff's monthly report. Oh, excuse me. 4.3, I jumped. Thanks. Discussion, 4.3, discussion and appropriate action, approval of interlocal agreement between Carrizo Springs CISD and Dimmit County Sheriff's Office.
So moved.
This one, Commissioner, you're fine, Commissioner. This one is just, was essentially for the purposes of us making sure we had it from year to year, because in the past it had the 4 years, and this court wanted it to reflect yearly, not 4 years. That's the only change. I have a motion by Commissioner Alonso Carmona. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Odena. Any further discussion?
Judge, nothing else has been added to it?
No, ma'am, I already reviewed it, yes. It was just to correct it because it had 4 years in the last one, remember? That it had for a 4-year term, and you guys wanted it to have a year to year. That's it. Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion carries. 4.4, discussion and appropriate action, Sheriff's Report, monthly Sheriff's Report. Page 83. Commissioner Alonso. No, it was a judge. She came for approval for travel. Any questions? Yes, ma'am.
Chief, yes, on your citations, is there a way we can add another number to JP for the office?
Because they have 2 numbers, and there's only 1 number on it. And when they call, sometimes they don't answer that line, or it's not working, but there's an additional number.
We can add that to the courtesy letter.
Okay.
Then we give the violator.
And the number is HBO 876
You mean whenever they put out the ticket, right?
16. Yes.
I think if we,
9116, yes.
Chief, I think if we get a hold of Solution Software, the new system, we can give them that number, because she's talking about when you guys print out the tickets, it has a phone number at the bottom. It only has 1 phone number on there.
And
So
the courtesy letter too, it has 1.
if we can reach out to
Yeah,
Solution,
that's a big complaint we get from JP Flores. They can't get a hold of anybody at that
It's
number.
like in that number, because I'm in the office and it rings in the back. Also, I'm thinking that's Mr. Martinez's office.
not the
phone line.
secretary.
The front.
Yes, sir.
Any other questions?
Yes, sir.
I need a motion. Motion by Commissioner Noguera, is there a second? Second by Commissioner Odena. All in favor? Any opposition? Motion carries. Thank you, Chief.
Thank you, Judge. And the reason the sheriff is not here, just real quick, he went to Sheriff Joe Martinez's daughter's funeral. She succumbed to cancer last week, so he went to go pay his respects.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you.
5.1, excuse me, discussion and appropriate action, status report from the Utility Regulatory Department. Any questions on Mr. Hyman? Is there a report? Oh, right here. It's on regular page, Commissioner Noguera. Here you go, you can have this. That's the report. Go ahead. Go ahead, sir.
Mr. Jaime, you can hear that the fence line in Espantosa subdivision regarding property owner, Mr. Gomez, doesn't want to cooperate with the county. But if they got the survey and we're impeding on their property, why do they need to cooperate?
You told me to check on it.
They got the paperwork, that's why I told Commissioner Urenda that they had the survey for you all to go check it out.
Yeah, but he would have to give us a copy of the survey so we can.
I'm pretty sure you should go cooperate with you. You want me to ask them?
Yeah.
I'll ask them and give it to you all. Because according to them, the survey shows that it's in their property.
The hydrant?
Yeah. So that's what I was saying.
I
You haven't talked to them at all?
in the paperwork.
You haven't talked to them at all?
I got to, Mr. Morales and.
Excuse me. On October the 8th, I spoke to Mr. Gomez in person, and he was just not willing to modify his fence in any way whatsoever.
Right.
He told me he was going to speak to the fire chief about the issue to try to resolve it, because I could not resolve it with him, but I did not see the survey. I have not seen the survey.
Okay, well, we can ask them for the survey if they're right. I mean, we need to move it out.
Mr. Gonzalez, did he offer to show the survey, or did he mention anything about the
He did
survey?
not mention anything about the survey.
His wife was the one that called me.
I spoke with his wife
Okay.
about the fire hydrant issue. Now, she said that, they weren't gonna move it because it's in their property line. And the only thing I told her was, in case of emergency, we're gonna have to cut the fence. And then, but she said that she was willing to work with the county if we wanted to create a space for the fire hydrant. And she was willing to give us those 3 feet if we did the repair ourselves.
Okay. I have a picture of the
Yes, the
stake.
mo-
If anybody would like to see.
No, I went over there too and saw it.
And I saw it, but she wants to know, like, if we move the fence back at the county's cost. Not the whole fence, just the section where the fire hydrant is.
Just so you can have an opportunity.
It's at 3 feet that you have to be away from the fence for the fire hydrant. So, but she's not going to put any materials on there for our benefit, as long as maybe we can come with an agreement, us fixing that little area that is required.
So the marker right there, that's a property marker,
Yes.
and the hydrant is outside?
But you can't open the hydrant because the fence is pristine.
Oh, it's on the.
Yeah, you don't have no space. But that's what the solution was,
Okay.
that if the county would put the pipe, black pipe, or move the pipe, whatever, but she wasn't gonna do an expenditure out of her pocket to,
Correct.
for the county to use that.
So in essence, the hydrant's not actually on their property, right?
Right.
Right. Oh, I see what you.
Yeah, you can hook up the hoses, no. But if we move this section back ourselves, come with an agreement, she's willing to comply with it.
Oh, okay.
I can vote on,
I'm sorry?
I can vote on, just to get your 3 feet clearance.
Yeah, but she wants pipe,
Oh, yeah, pipe, I can vote on the 4 inch.
Even install a gate, that would be,
Yeah,
Okay.
you can put a gate, or you can close it and open it. Thank you. Well, we'll work together with,
Hold on, stage, you can.
with the commissioner and the landowner and see if we can.
Is there any cables there, telephone cables or
We
anything?
have to, regardless.
Gas line?
If we're gonna do anything, we're gonna do a walk off.
Yeah, you can put a gate on the hydrant because.
Okay.
It's a fire code violation,
He says he can't put a gate.
Cancel the gate line.
because it's a fire code violation.
no, the gate's you're gonna move the post back.
Oh, okay. I thought you were involving the hydrant.
That way when they swing the door, it's gonna be open.
Explain it. Explain it.
Thank you.
Also, Mr. Jaime, I talked to Commissioner Urenda, and I advised him that if there could put a number where you all can be reached, because there's water leaks, and then they tell me there's a month of water leak, and I explained it to him, he said he was gonna address it, so that way the people can get to you. Instead of calling me, because I need to get involved, it's your department, and they call me, so I would prefer for them to call you.
They should have Gary's number and Jacob's number.
We'll put it on the board at the water plant.
Okay.
We'll get a placard and put the phone number.
That way it's easier, because I hate to be calling Commissioner Carabato and letting know.
Just, we'll get with, Melissa, I'm trying, so she can get a placard built, at one of the local places, and then we'll put it at all 3 water stations.
So I get called off, so I refer to Carmona, it's a downtime for them.
I just called Gary.
Yeah.
I just called Gary.
That's what it's called, inducting.
Well, can we do that and not,
You can.
we don't wanna step on anybody's toes? Why are you calling my guy?
No, I wouldn't have a problem with it. If the issue has to be addressed, it has to be addressed.
Thank you. I'll entertain a motion for the status report. Thank you, Commissioner Noguera. Is there a second? Thank you. Thank you, Commissioner Odena. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion carries 6 6.1, discussion and appropriate action, monthly report from the county treasurer, Mr. Oscar Ortiz.
Good morning, Judge and Commissioners.
Good morning.
The only thing I would like to let the court know, the item should be for the months of July, August, and September.
Any questions? I'll entertain a motion.
Motion.
Motion by Commissioner Odena.
Second.
I have a second by Commissioner Noguera. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion carries. 6.2, discussion and appropriate action, approval of FY24 fourth quarterly investment report.
At the beginning of the quarter, in our investment portfolio, we had $120,251,693.44. After all the transactions between transferring money and withdrawing to make any equipment payments and also earning the interest, by the end of the quarter, we have remaining $107,310,310.28.
Other questions?
And then also, to let the court know, the Fed fund rate got cut back in September 18th. So now we're going to start seeing a trend in our investments that the interest rates are going to start going down. So by the end of the year, we're projecting we're going to be in the 4% mark. And then by next year, probably settle somewhere high 3s or low 4s. This started in September.
Any other questions? All in favor? Excuse me, I need a motion.
So moved.
Commissioner Juan, you got me worked up. Commissioner Alonso has a motion, and I have a second by Commissioner Juan. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion carries. 6.3, discussion and appropriate action, approval of COVID policy.
This is just every fiscal year, Commissioners Court has to approve or reapprove if they want to keep the COVID policy for the following fiscal year.
Is there a, is there
No, I didn't submit it back up. It's
I was
just,
gonna say.
if Commissioners Court wants
So
to keep the COVID
so
policy.
essentially, there is no changes in the one that we approved last year?
No.
It's just a carryover?
Just a carryover.
Okay.
It,
Go ahead.
The only concern I have is we're not getting any money back from the government.
No, we're not
And
anymore.
we used to get that money to pay the extra 10 days that we have, that we got. So I would say cut it in half probably.
We didn't get any money from the state for 10 days.
Not from the state, but we provided it because the state was providing the 10 days.
That's not,
Huh?
that's not.
I know it's tough, but weren't we getting? I didn't even answer that question. You're shaking your head already? But I'm saying the state gave them 10 days, correct? And we would get money from that, from the COVID, from when it first started. And how would we pay when people got sick? They would collect COVID.
Because that's county, I mean, that was
And then we would give them 10 more days from the county.
from the county, that's right. And the
Well,
county-
that's what I'm saying.
The county paid for it, we never got reimbursed, we never got anything.
We got the American, whatever you call it.
ARPA.
We got money from them, correct?
But ARPA didn't pay for that.
And how do we pay the 10 days that the state required?
The county paid
General
it.
fund. The general
And
fund.
10 days from us too?
General
Yes.
fund.
So what happened to, when we got the money, so we could use that to pay them?
That was a different COVID check. That was.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
the one
It wasn't,
That was separate. That was separate.
That was money that we paid for COVID pay, what was it?
Well, that's
COVID
what
pay,
I-
no, it wasn't COVID pay, it was just the money.
They got a
that we
total of
had.
20 days, correct, paid. 10 from the COVID and 10 from us.
You all approved, because it was required, that they give them 10 days. I think we could have done 5, and so that's speaking out. But they only require 5 days isolation right now.
I believe so.
But the county's paying for it, we've always paid for it. It's just.
I
I
believe-
understand that. I know
It
we
was
have
a
always said it.
mandate.
But I'm saying from the, whatever grant we got, we were supposed to get money from there also.
It was only when COVID was
Yeah.
present, it was only 10 days. We approved the 10 days after COVID was lifted. That's when we approved it, because they were getting 20 days. They were getting only 10 when the COVID season was. After the COVID was lifted, then the county took action within paying the 10 days that the state was not, or that the presidential whatever wasn't approving it anymore. That's how it happened. They never got 20 days. They got 10 days. When COVID was active, and then when COVID was lifted, then they got their 10 days.
You had 10 sick leave days and 10 COVID days.
But if they would use the COVID, they would go to the sick leave.
If they use up.
Yes, because
Right.
we never put 20 hours.
Correct.
That's
20
what I'm
days.
saying.
No, correct.
If they were using their sick leave.
Right.
So after that, when COVID was lifted once again, then the county added the 10 days for COVID. That's what it was.
In addition to the sick leave, right. But
Yes.
we always pay for it.
Yes,
The county has always paid for it.
and that is
But we did get the grant, right? For infrastructure and whatever from the COVID,
for supplies and all that.
huh?
For supplies.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Right.
And the agreement was that we were gonna get reimbursed from that.
Never.
No.
Do you remember, Michelle, again?
It wasn't, we weren't gonna give it, that's why we would go pick up the supplies in San Antonio to provide COVID testing. That's why some of us got certified to do the COVID testing. So it's registered to the fire department, we did our paperwork to qualify for picking up the COVID materials. And as a matter of fact, we still have some in storage, not COVID, but isolation and all, and the gloves and all that mask.
Anyway, so my question is, are you still gonna pay the 10 days?
Well, that's why it's here. If you want to keep 10 days, or if you want to, like you said, change it to 5, right now would be the time to do it. Or you can get away with it completely, but it's up to
Because
commissioners.
realistically, COVID is becoming like the flu. It's a real virus. But we give them those 10 days.
So are you recommending to decrease it?
5 days?
I would say cut it down again, because
Just
they
like
still
this.
got their 10 days of sick. I mean, I'm just,
I would recommend 5. But that's just me.
usually 5 days.
Or the doctors are releasing you. Then if you don't, then you jump to your sick leave. That's just me. That's my motion.
So the motion is to approve the COVID policy with the stipulation that the change be reflected from 10 days, reduce it to 5 days, Mr. Richards. That's the motion. We do need to get a vote on it. I have a motion by Commissioner Alonso Carmona. Is there a second? You don't want a second, Commissioner Juan? Second by Commissioner Juan Carmona.
My,
That's
My
what you
question-
said, though. Okay, go ahead and ask your question.
my question would be, since nobody's providing any more COVID tests, how we're gonna prove that they had COVID?
The way it's been working now is the employee would go purchase a COVID test, and then they would go with Commissioner Alonso, and he would do the test for them. And then he would give us a letter signing off that
But he's not
they
doing
have.
it.
He doesn't provide them, but if you take him a test, he will do the test for you.
My only concern there is, I've always explained to him that when people go with COVID there, we go in and out, and people get sick again. So we need to find a place where he can do it,
That's what we're
and not where all the employees are at.
But we sanitize, once somebody leaves, we sanitize.
Regardless, the point is.
Regardless if you're talking to me right now at Walmart, I'm gonna get, if you have it, I'm gonna get it. There's no,
Regardless of what
it
the
is.
point is,
Now we
that
got-
we're gonna get more people sick if they go into that building, and what is worse.
and that's why we're working on the little trailer that we
My
got for the
motion
chair.
is that we get another place after we vote for this.
That's why we're working on the trailer to make it into a testing center. That trailer that we
It's
have.
been
on the
2
trailer.
years since you got that trailer.
Sir, we're working on it, and right now, I don't have carpenters, I don't have nothing. We do it on our own time. No, the commissioner has it, but what I'm saying, no. What I'm saying, we're building it up to our specs. No, what I'm saying, hold on, don't get out of hand. The thing is that we're fixing it the way we're gonna do it, not relying on, that's what it is, but Commissioner, your statement is like, that everybody gets sick, everybody's gonna get sick regardless where you're at, and they're not gonna tell you. Like, it's like the flu. Are we gonna blame somebody who comes to work with the flu that he created an infection outbreak? No.
If there's a flu, I send them home.
But that's what I
That way they
mean.
don't get nobody else sick.
But again, they show up to work and then you send them home. And you already infected the whole precinct. Yes, sir.
My motion after this one is we find another place. If I get it, I find it. Not, that's fine. It don't matter to
So
me.
you won't put it on here because it's not
It's not an
an
agenda item.
agenda item, but I'll have it on the next
Okay,
agenda item.
thank you, ma'am.
And then we will not use your
See the picture.
Yes. Thank you. So it's still, the motion is for 5 days. You still want that motion or no?
Yes. Second.
Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition?
Is this for the beginning of October, or we can't retroactive?
Please check.
We can retroact starting today.
Starting today. Okay.
6.4, discussion appropriate, thank you, Mr. Ortiz. 6.4, discussion and appropriate action, County Auditor, Mr. Carlos Pereira, for the month of September 2020. Thank you, Marky.
Our total revenues through September 30th were $23,857,000. Our expenditures through September 30th were $21,104,417. That gives us a revenues over expenditures of $2,753,054. Ad valorem taxes. And our sales tax, we actually had $3.6 million. It was down from last year, because last year we had 4.4 million. This year we had 3.6, but we're still $500,000 above what we projected in sales tax. So we had total 2.7 million revenues over expenditures.
Any questions of Mr. Pereira? Yes.
I saw in the newspaper that our taxes are going down again, sales tax. Are we gonna, I know we just started in October, but apparently what I gather is everything is gonna slow down big time. So are we gonna be, are they gonna be all right with
Well, we did project a decrease in sales tax for this year. For the new fiscal year, yes. Yes, we did.
Because I noticed it was 25% down and the other one was 35% down, so I'm just, thought I asked you if they were gonna be all right.
I think we're gonna be okay with what we projected. Like I said, we did drop our projections down. Adjustment.
Other questions? I'll entertain a motion.
Motion.
Motion by Commissioner Menendez, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Alonso Carmona. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion carries. 6.5, discussion and appropriate action, open bids for Diamond H Ranch Road.
Pretty good, Judge.
Thank you. We have 3 bids for the Diamond H Ranch Road project. I can get it open. We have 3 bids. We have the first bid we have is out of CK Newberry LLC out of Karnes City. And their bid total amount was $1,244,500. CK Newberry, Newberry LLC out of Karnes City. And then we have J&J Excavation and Materials out of Crystal City, Texas. And that bid amount was $1,109,521.05. And then the last bid we have is Vega Paving out of Eagle Pass, Texas, and that bid amount is $894,000, $863.50. I will need a motion just to accept opening of the bids. We are not making any, we are not accepting any or awarding bids today. It's just to open the bids. Motion. Motion, I have a motion by Alonso Carmona to approve opening the bids, and I have a second by Commissioner Juan Carmona. All in favor?
Aye.
It's just to open the bids. We have open and closed bids for Diamond H Ranch Road by Commissioner Alonso Carmona and Juan Carmona. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion carries. 6.6, discussion and appropriate action, open bids for the concrete slab in Carrizo Hill, Precinct 7. have one bid for the slab. We have one bid for the slab. It is out of MTL Construction in Canyon Lake, Texas, and that is for the amount of $108,000, 511.20. I will entertain a motion to open and close the bids. The size of the slab is a 60 by 100 building foundation. So the concrete foundation would be 60 by 120. I'll entertain a motion. Who went first? Which brother? Juan Carmona. Motion second by Alonso Carmona. All in favor? Any opposition? Motion carries. 6.7, discussion and appropriate action, open bids for basketball court in Carrizo Hill, Precinct 7. We have no bids. No action, no bids. 6.8, discussion and appropriate action, award or reject ambulance services. Commissioners, it's my understanding from what Mr. Pereira advised, and as you all are aware from the email that we received from the city of Carrizo Springs, that the city of Carrizo Springs is going to procure, essentially they're going to get their own ambulatory services. They're no longer going to work in conjunction with the county of Dimmit to procure emergency medical ambulatory services. With that being said, the bids that we received, from my distinct understanding, what Mr. Pereira advised me in the auditor's office is that we need to rebid because the way that the bidding was done was to include both the city and the county separately, and then the city separately. So at this conjuncture, we would have to decide how we want to move forward in how we need to advertise for rebids for the ambulance services. Go ahead.
Judge, in the last bid, we did get one from the county only, which was $700,000. It was only for the county. So I know that they did it correctly. They're right.
Come again?
They put two bids.
Yes, they did.
One for the city and the county, and then one for the county itself. Correct?
Yes.
So why are you saying that we have to rebid it again?
Well, no, the recommendation was to rebid it because
We've been going around it long enough. It's time we take action. Either we approve it.
but their bid was $200,000 for the city, inside city limits.
No. It was one bid for the city and the county. And then there was a single bid for the county itself.
Right.
No city, no nothing, just the county.
Which made it 700,000.
How much?
700.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Okay, but when we were paid 600,000, that included both city and county. Now you're looking at just the county, which is smaller deal. So that's why we're recommending and just go month to month with them on the
All
other.
I'm saying, how long have we been doing this and we open and reject, open and reject, open and reject? It's time we decide. I'm only, like Commissioner Revolcado says, I'm one vote. But my point is, we've gone around it too long.
This is the first time around.
He's saying, The last time we requested, we checked the bid and requested that we get two separate bids. That's what it's done. So now we got a bid that actually shows the two separate bids. So we
Right,
request-
but if you look at the seven, they're bidding higher now, just for the, outside the county.
Well, sir, regardless of what
Oh, I mean,
is
it's up
being
to you.
bid, regardless of what's being bid, they did it the proper way.
Yes,
They did one conjoint and then one for the county.
yes, you're.
So the bidding process was done right.
Right.
And if the other ambulance company did that, then we can look at it. But if it was just done for one, then they did it correct.
Oh, I agree. That's
And,
up to you.
we're going round and round and round and round and round.
No?
We're going round and round and round and tabling it or rejecting it. It's time to take action.
It's totally up to you.
Judge, my question is, where on the paper when it was advertised for the bidding, was it advertised as to do two separate bids, or was just one bid for the county and the city?
They were separated.
for two separate bids.
Two separate bids?
Yes.
Then we asked if you could negotiate with them, maybe bring it down. Did anybody negotiate with them?
There was no.
We
Maybe
have not. We have not, because we were under the impression that we were still gonna be with the city. The city just sent the email on Friday.
Right, but my point is.
We
that
can,
We
we
okay.
can go back and discuss, with the company. Companies.
So my motion would be to accept Victory's bid. Also that the judge, the auditor can negotiate with them, maybe they can bring it down to 600,000 or 650, whatever, and they would be all right.
Can't be given a number.
No, I mean, okay, I retract, I won't say nothing. But there's always room for negotiation to where you can bring it down.
I know, but you're looking at just the county itself.
Just a comment. The city
Yeah,
already
because
told us that out.
the city has already advised us
Right,
that
but
they
that's
no
what I'm saying.
longer.
So that's including message from the people.
Now, it's up to them, to the ambulance, if they wanna provide service, but our deal with the, our concern is the county right
I
now.
understand that, but what I'm getting at is $600,000 only outside the city limits, whereas before it was, oh,
May I just
Yes, sir.
Judge, I'm gonna be honest with you, my concern at this point is that based on the email the city submitted to us, once we accept this, if we do accept the contract and it becomes active with the county, what's gonna happen to the inter-city constituents? Because that cuts them off automatically.
That's gonna be a,
I-
that's gonna be a
I understand.
contract between if
I-
they go with Victor, they go with another company in the city.
I understand
We
that.
have no liability at that point, Commissioner.
No, it's not so much about whose liability is, it's about our people.
Well, I agree with you 100%, but we can't.
No, I know, I'm just putting it out there. I'm just putting it out there so everybody understands that, you know, I'm not
There's no
saying.
liability on the part of the county, because the law states very clearly that the county doesn't have to provide ambulance service for the city. Now, if the judge can go and ask the city to come into an agreement with them to pay at least a quarter of what we're paying or whatever, and then that way they all can talk about it. They can't, because we're the commissioners, but she can recommend to us, this is what we talked about, so let's go ahead and share it with them, or whatever.
Plus also we need to realize that it's gonna be, an issue for the city in paging out these calls. Because if the county's only paying for the county, they don't have a radio system. And it's not within the interlocal agreement that they can use our paging system to get paid in the city. Of course, I care about our constituents here in the city, but this opens another book that we're gonna have that issue, that who's gonna pay the amount for the city. And as well as, the marshals, the fire departments and stuff like that, so maybe entering negotiations again, it can be resolved, like working together. But thinking it, I don't know if the city really thought about it, but once they go on their own, then they're gonna have to provide their own dispatchers, paging system, because they're no longer gonna be affiliated with the county within the interlocal agreement. Because there's nothing in the interlocal agreement that says they can fix the EMS on our radio. So that's another concern.
So we have, the item on the agenda is to award or reject ambulance services. As you can recall, we have Victory Ambulance within the county limits only was at $700,000, and we had Lone Star at $1.2 million. With that being said, from my understanding of Commissioner Juan Carbona's, is that his motion is to award it to Victory, however, that it be subject to negotiation, authorizing the county judge to negotiate the final bid amount, given that the county will no longer be providing or assisting in services within the city of Carrizo Springs. Let the record reflect that the city of Carrizo Springs, by and through the mayor, Oscar Puente, received a letter to Commissioners Court to include the county judge and the commissioners, advising that the city of Carrizo Springs would procure its own ambulatory emergency medical services. With that being said, Commissioner Juan was of the opinion that the motion should reflect the county judge negotiate with the Victory Ambulance. Furthermore, if, I guess once I discuss with Victory Ambulance, if it is voted upon by this Commissioner's Court, the judge will bring back that amount to the Commissioner's Court for a final approval. That would be that's a different agenda.
I'll second that motion.
I have a motion by Commissioner. So right now, we are not awarding officially the contract. We are awarding on the stipulation that negotiations continue with Victory Ambulance. Given that Victory Ambulance was the lower bid for services within the county of Dimmit. I have a second by Commissioner Odena. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition?
Aye.
I have one opposition by Commissioner Noguera. 6.9, discussion appropriate action approval on month-to-month with Victory Ambulance. As you are aware, the contract with Victory Ambulance did end in September of 2024. I did speak to Ms. Perez, owner of Victory Ambulance, and we did agree with the auditor's office to continue on a month-to-month, to continue to be able to provide those services to our constituents here in Dimmit County. She was gracious enough to agree to do a month-to-month plan with Dimmit County, which we have been doing. This is more of a formality that I needed to put it on the agenda to have it for auditing purposes that we are paying them month-to-month as per the contract. Can I get a motion?
Motion.
Motion by Commissioner Odena, is there a second?
Second.
Second, is there any discussion?
So right now that their contract expired, how much are we paying?
The 600,000 still. We're on a monthly basis, whatever 600,000 divided by 12 is.
58,333, that's what we're paying.
No, 25 grand a month.
25,
25,000 every 2, the 15th and the 30th.
50,000. Which comes up to 600,000.
So we already paid it? So we're retroacting it?
Yeah, that's why we were asking.
You
for the
retroactive in
Well-
what's the 50,
Well, the contract is
not the
started,
600,000.
but not the month to start October 1.
But we're not paying the 600.
No,
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say.
no, we're not paying 600 until
No, we're not paying 600.
until you all decide to change the terms.
Other questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition?
Aye.
One opposition. That's Commissioner Martello. 6.10, discussion and appropriate action, approval of correct or raise left off on budget for planning and granting department. This is a clerical error on Mr. Pereira's behalf. As you all are aware, the Commissioners Court approved that $1.50 for the departments at the discretion of each elected official. This item was not on for the planning and grant department, so I need the formality of having that so that Mr. Pereira can give that information to Mr. Ortiz, because they did not put it on the number. It was on the number of the $1.50.
The amount wasn't put in there because what we did, because in order to bill half and half to the grant and to the planning department, we had to raise her salary. When they did that, they didn't do the increase along with it. So that's what we're doing. Not that it's going to be paid all from the planning department, but in order to pay, we have to give her the whole amount in the planning department.
So when did we approve that? The salary from the grant department, with combined with the sheriff.
Come again?
She gets paid off, she gets paid through grant, half grant and half through the planning, budget, the grants and planning budget.
Oh, okay. Yes.
Yeah, no, she gets paid, half of it is from the grants and planning, and half is from the grant. But when we did approve the budget, on the line item, it didn't include the $1.50. So she didn't get it until she saw her paycheck. I guess she saw that she wasn't getting paid that, so we had to fix it.
Split it, no better.
Can I get a motion?
So move.
Motion by Commissioner Alonso Carmona, is there a second?
So you said you have to increase her salary, but you didn't increase it, or?
No, we didn't increase it. It stayed the same as last year's.
Yeah,
Because you said, right,
the
you
budget-
increased your salary.
Well, the budget, in order,
We didn't increase it.
in order to pay a grant, they both have to be equal to be half and half. You can't pay more out of the grant, I suppose, than what's budgeted in our budget. So basically, we made them equal, but we did increase the salary increase in grants and planning, and that's what we're doing here. In order to be able to charge the same amount in accordance to do an actual math.
Increase of 150. Is it still going to be the same, or it's not going to be the same?
We're going to increase the 115 to grants and planning, but half of it is going to come from the grant and half comes from the budget, but it has to be equal even though she doesn't get the whole thing. The grant won't let you pay a different portion, a different percentage than what's in the county budget.
That's why I was trying to understand how are you going to increase it if it doesn't let you pay a.
No, we're increasing
It
it
means increase the grants and planning, not the
so it'll be equal
grants.
with the grant. I think you can do half, equal half.
Just the county portion.
Yeah.
Too easy.
Commissioner Alonso, and a second.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Odena. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion carries. I'll entertain a motion to recess and adjourn the.
Judge, if I may, there's an addendum.
Yes, the claim docket, thank you. I appreciate it, Mr. Mercer. 6.11, the claim docket. On the general fund, we have $1,204,397.50. Dimmit County Clerk, $1,664.43. Dimmit County District Clerk, $4,707.43. Dimmit County Airport, $3,908.62. Dimmit County Golf Course, $24,929.23. Courthouse Security, $8,348.59. Records Management Clerk, $4,769.63. Utilities, $95,592.61. Equitable Sharing Forfeiture and Seizures, $48,711. Rodeo Arena, $157.08. Stone Garden, $94,598.97. Operation Lone Star Program 2022, $40,951.93. Dimmit County Payroll, $476,847.28. Tax Note Series 2023, $4,859.10. COs 2020, $17,700. SB 22, $7,094.62, for a total of $2,039,301.02. I have a motion by Commissioner Alonso Carmona. Second. Second by Commissioner Noguera. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? I'll entertain a motion to recess and adjourn the regular.
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Alonso Carmona. Second. Second by Commissioner Noguera. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion carries. Excuse me? Oh. The time, Mr. Garcia, is 1:04. I'm calling the public facilities meeting to order. Let the record reflect that all commissioners and county judge are present, no absence. 1.3, approval of minutes of October 7, 2024.
Table.
The minutes? It's in my iPad.
Hate that thing. So moved.
I have a motion by Commissioner Montalban. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Odena. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion carries. 2.1, discussion and appropriate action. Any new business, Commissioner Carmona? No?
Judge, we're still waiting on, training. We're at their mercy right now, and, they're supposed to get back with us probably in a month, they said.
No,
More than that?
2 to 3 weeks.
10 days. They're,
You said
the equipment's
2 or 3
coming in
2 or 3 weeks, so
next week.
we hope.
Well, that's what they said.
Right. And, as soon as he gets that down, we'll get rid of all the problems there with the air conditioner. So we did notify them, and we've been waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting. Since August, we have submitted the POs and everything else, and I think he just forgot about us, and, we're still waiting. Also, Judge, on the deal, I wouldn't price
This mesh.
that mesh, and, it'll come out to about $2,400. So there's 2 kinds. There's one that's 90% that you can hardly see through it, but the wind will go through it.
Also, there's one that's 70%, which I think that's the best one, and their holes are a little bit bigger, so that was for almost $3,000. The other one is about for $5,000. But it all depends on what Commissioner Court decides to buy.
Thank you, Commissioner. No action needed for new business. 3.1, discussion and appropriate action. Do you have a monthly report, Commissioner? Or that's your monthly report? I'll entertain a motion for his monthly report.
Motion. Second.
Motion by Commissioner Carmona, Commissioner Jose Uranda. Second by Commissioner Alonso Carmona.
Y yo mucha parte.
Sorry.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion carries. 3.2, claim docket, public safety, we have $13,957.59. Any questions? No questions, I'll entertain a motion.
Motion.
Motion by Commissioner Rucava, second by Commissioner Jose Uranda. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion carries. I'll entertain a motion to recess and adjourn the public facilities meeting.
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Rucava, second by Commissioner Alonso Carmona. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion carries. Meeting's over. Thank you.
And we thank all